what role she really played in his life. I just know that I've seen her a couple of times, you know, in places that she shouldn't have been.
It all began when LisaRaye McCoy finally opened up about a kind of pain no parent ever wants to experience. Her daughter, Morae, made the difficult decision to move far away. Now, for most families, that might seem pretty ordinary. Kids grow up and move out. But for LisaRaye,
that's why for me it's like, hold on now, you know we had a conversation about this. Come talk to me. And here's the thing, don't make me do it with the receipts, don't make me do it.
It felt like a punch to the heart. You see, LisaRaye and Kai were just mother and daughter. They were best friends, the kind of pair who stood by each other through everything. Since the moment Kai was born, their connection was unbreakable. LisaRaye had her daughter at just 23, and ever since, they had been inseparable, more like sisters than anything else. So, when Kai made the choice to start over in a new city,
a divorce and you have to reflect on who you are. You know, I was doing this to him, and it was like, well, wait a minute, what did you do, and what part did you have in the marriage?
Correct.
I went through that. But the last straw was just the lot of shenanigans, you know, that's not honest and not being, you know, one-on-one.
It didn't just make LisaRaye sad. It made her feel left behind. She felt a deep sense of loss, like a huge part of her identity had suddenly disappeared. During an emotional moment on the Onla, Fix My Life, LisaRaye revealed how truly abandoned she felt. She didn't understand why her daughter would leave, especially after everything they'd been through together. She admitted that her pain came not just from the move itself, but from the fact that letting go was so hard. Being a single mom, she had poured everything into raising Kai.
We got the prize for you today. Joining us to help celebrate you, your special day, is platinum-selling, chart-topping hip-hop artist who's also the first female rapper to sell 1 million copies of her debut album. Please welcome one of the smoothest female MCs of the 90s, LisaRaye's sister, Da Brat.
Yes, I tell.
What's up?
Tell yourself.
Surprise, LisaRaye. Look at her.
Gotcha.
Watching her child step into a new life without needing her the same way anymore, that broke something inside her. But the real story behind their painful goodbye goes back much further. Let's walk through the journey that changed LisaRaye forever. From the very beginning, Kai was LisaRaye's entire world. Becoming a mother at such a young age wasn't easy, but it gave her life a new meaning. While other stars paraded their families in front of the cameras, LisaRaye kept her daughter out of the spotlight. She protected her fiercely, keeping her private life sacred. Photos of Kai growing up were rare. LisaRaye didn't want her little girl exposed to the chaos of fame.
I gave it to her straight because my thing is this. When you're a woman and you grown, let's handle it like a woman. Let's talk face to face and let's get it out.
But when Kai turned 21, LisaRaye finally gave the world a glimpse of their beautiful bond. She threw her a stunning birthday party and proudly shared how amazed she was by the strong, confident woman her daughter had become. When Kai began modeling, not just modeling, but stepping up as a proud plus-size advocate for body positivity, LisaRaye stood by her side, cheering her on at every turn. Their relationship wasn't just supportive, it was built on love, laughter, and deep respect. Then everything started to change. Kai began to feel worn down. It started small, constant tiredness, little headaches here and there. LisaRaye thought it might just be stress, maybe from work or daily pressure. But the symptoms kept growing. Kai's weight would suddenly go up or down without reason. Even after sleeping through the night, she woke up exhausted. Her energy was gone. LisaRaye couldn't ignore it anymore. Her instincts told her something wasn't right. She encouraged Kai to get checked out. Doctors ran some tests, but nothing clear came back. Still, the symptoms didn't stop. And then, the worst happened. Kai collapsed at home. Panic set in. LisaRaye rushed her to the hospital, heart racing, terrified of what was going on. Finally, doctors began digging deeper. And that's when the devastating news came in. Kai was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease, a lifelong condition with no guaranteed cure, no clear path forward. For LisaRaye, It felt like her world had crashed in an instant. Everything stopped. She paused her career. She stopped making public appearances. All that mattered now was Kai. Every day became about doctors, test results, medications, and hope. LisaRaye spent her nights in hospital rooms, sleeping in chairs, holding her daughter's hand. She wasn't the glamorous actress anymore. She was a mother trying to save her only child. For months, she stayed quiet. Not because she didn't care to share, but because all her energy went into fighting for Kai's life. While the world saw silence, she was living a private nightmare. The woman who once shined under the spotlight was now dimmed, consumed by worrying, watching her daughter fade. Eventually, the silence became too heavy to carry alone. One night, LisaRaye went live on Instagram. Her voice shook as she told the world what had been happening. She shared Kai's condition, the fear she lived with daily, the sleepless nights, the helplessness. But even in that pain, LisaRaye found the courage to be honest. She spoke not just as a mother, but as a woman, raw, real, and vulnerable. She said there were moments she didn't know how to be strong anymore. She was tired. She was scared. And she felt like she was losing the person she loved most right in front of her eyes. During one of those long, quiet hospital visits, Kai turned to her mom with a soft smile and said something that would stick with LisaRaye forever. "Mom, I want you to forgive." It wasn't about her illness anymore. It wasn't about treatments or pain. Kai was talking about peace. She didn't want her mother to carry all the bitterness, anger, and hurt from years past. She had watched LisaRaye be tough for so long, fighting battles, dealing with drama, standing up for herself in every room she walked into. But Kai wanted more for her mother. She wanted her to be free. That moment was a wake-up call. LisaRaye had been protective her whole life, sometimes even guarded. Her public arguments, especially the fallout with her sister Brat, were no secret. But hearing Kai's words shifted something in her. It was no longer just about the pain, it was about healing. LisaRaye knew that if she wanted to truly honor her daughter, she had to start making peace with her past. And that began with reaching out to her sister. Their relationship had been rocky for years. When Brat got married, there was tension and distance between them. But after Kai's heartfelt plea, LisaRaye made the first move. They met quietly. At first, it was awkward. But eventually, they started to talk, not as celebrities or public figures, but as sisters who had been through storms and were finally ready to find shelter in each other again. That conversation opened a new chapter. LisaRaye began to reconnect with other loved ones she had grown distant from. She reached out to friends she hadn't spoken to in years. She wasn't trying to fix every relationship all at once, but she was taking steps, and she told her fans during a quiet interview, "Life's too short to stay angry. I'm learning to forgive, not just others, but myself too." That part, forgiving herself, was the hardest. LisaRaye had always been hard on herself. She carried guilt, regrets, and pain she never shared with the world, but losing Kai forced her to start looking inward. And from that space, something beautiful began to grow. After Kai passed, LisaRaye went through her daughter's belongings. Tucked away, she found a small journal, the pages worn and the writing full of life. Inside, Kai had poured her heart into plans and dreams. She wanted to create a safe place for young Black women battling chronic illnesses. A space for therapy, a way to get help paying for treatments, a community that felt like home. She had seen how lonely it was to be sick and misunderstood, and she wanted to change that for someone else. That journal became the start of something powerful, the Kai Project. LisaRaye knew this was more than a dream. It was a mission. She promised herself and her daughter that this vision would come to life. The Kai Project was designed to offer mental health support, help with medical costs, and build a supportive network for women going through health struggles. It wasn't just about medicine. It was about the emotional wounds, the fears, the isolation. And through this work, Kai's light would continue to shine. When LisaRaye shared her plans, The response was overwhelming. People from all walks of life reached out. Celebrities, fans, advocates. They offered help, support, donations, and love. Everyone wanted to be part of something that truly mattered. Through all of this, LisaRaye began to change. She wasn't just a celebrity anymore. She became a voice for those who were hurting. She opened up about grief, about being a mother, about mental health. She let other women know it was okay to break down, to cry, to start again. She said healing isn't easy, but it's possible. LisaRaye had once lived in silence. Now, she was speaking loud and clear. She was living proof that even through tragedy, something meaningful can rise, that even after loss, love can lead you somewhere new. And in the end, she leaves us with a powerful message. I lost my baby, but I found my voice. Through every tear, through every heartbreak, through every sleepless night, LisaRaye chose to keep going. She chose to build something beautiful. From the ashes of her pain, the Kai Project isn't just a tribute, it's a new beginning. Because of one young woman's strength, wisdom, and love, lives will be changed. Morae's story doesn't end here. Her light will never fade. If this story touched your heart, leave a comment below. Let LisaRaye know she's not alone. And most importantly, share this video to help keep Kai's dream alive. Subscribe for more stories like this, because the power of love and healing deserves to be heard.